The most popular question I received from males, however, was about, perhaps no surprise, penis length. You're an expert in this, actually. Not just because you're a urologist, male reproductive health expert, but you published a study recently on the changing trends in penile length. Tell us about that study. I have so many questions about the methodology because I have to assume this didn't involve self-report, right?
Those were excluded, yeah.
Yeah, so lying was excluded. Being facetious here. But yeah, how was this study done? I mean, pretty incredible study. And the results are, I don't know if they're surprising or not. First I thought, oh, this is surprising. But the results were only surprising in light of what you were talking about earlier about sperm and testosterone levels. Right. I think I'll let you describe the study now rather than giving people the punchline here.
Yeah. So, I mean, the origin was that we wanted to know average lengths for another project that we were doing. And, going down the rabbit hole, this has been reported for decades. There's different reasons that people have reported penile length. Sometimes they do it just on volunteers, again, to sort of get the average lengths of different populations. Sometimes it's done pre and pro surgically to try and understand what changes would occur. So we just sort of culled the literature, found data on 55,000 men all over the world. And wanted to see if there was a sort of a time pattern with that. And similar to your hypothesis, we assumed based on all the other data that we would likely see a decline, whether it be chemical environmental exposure, but if nothing else, if we're getting bigger, the functional penile length should decline because the suprapubic fat pad will get a little bit bigger, and so we'll kind of lose penile length with that. And so much to our surprise,
the suprapubic fat pad, being the pad of fat directly over the penis.
Right. Right. And so, if that gets bigger, that'll necessarily compromise penile length. But, as you alluded to, what we found is actually the opposite, that the penises were getting longer with time. So how it's measured differently.